grab your cup of tea or maybe something a little stronger. It is Saturday. Happy Saturday and welcome to Keeneland at Home. I'm your host, Christina Blacker. We hope you enjoyed the opening day program on Friday, and we are jumping right back into the racing action today. Super Saturday of racing, several races that are win and you're in events for the Breeders' Cup, which will be held right there at Keeneland on November 6th and 7th. Keeneland at Home is brought to you by our friends at UK HealthCare, ranked the #1 hospital in Kentucky for 5 years in a row. And that's the hashtag Keeneland at Home. We want to know where you are, how you're celebrating, and certainly if you're making a little money on the races, be sure to share on your social media channels and let your friends know that you are enjoying the Keeneland experience at home. We miss having you out at the racetrack. We hope to see you back there very, very soon, but we promise to deliver the world-class racing that you are accustomed to. Let's take a look at that lineup, as I mentioned. So a super Saturday of racing today. 5 stakes races on the card at Keeneland. 3 Grade 1s, the Grade 1 Shadwell Turf Mile, the Grade 1 Claiborne Breeders' Futurity, and the Grade 1 First Lady, presented by UK HealthCare. We also have the TCA and the Woodford, presented by TVG. 4 of those races, as I mentioned, are win and you're in races. So this is basically like a preview. These are the playoffs. These are how horses will qualify themselves and earn a spot in the starting gate on November the 6th or the 7th. So we'll jump right in to the program today. I talked to you a little bit yesterday about the Keeneland gift shop. The Keeneland gift shop is one of the best gift shops in all of horse racing. It's just a fantastic shop in general, and you can order online. You can go online, order your items, and they will be delivered right to your home. So our first contributor today did just that. Maria Montgomery should be very familiar to all the Kentuckians, a former Miss Kentucky USA. She's also actively involved in commentating on UK basketball. She found some great items, and they were sent right to her home. Let's see what she discovered from the Keeneland gift shop.
Okay, as y'all know, Keeneland unfortunately has been canceled to fans this year. Super bummed about it. I always look forward to the spring and the fall races. And so instead, I'm having a watch party with my friends, and we are getting set up now. So I've got the girls behind me. We are getting excited. And we ordered all kinds of things to help decorate. That way we can bring Keeneland to us instead of feeling like we are missing the races. So first of all, I got a poster. How cute is this? We're gonna frame it, put it up on the wall. This is my favorite spot in Keeneland, so I wanted to make sure we feature this. Super cute. We're gonna put that up on an easel. And then next up, this is where the good stuff comes in. Okay, so we obviously are not ready yet. So we have all the Keeneland goods. So we have tons of t-shirts, and I wish y'all could feel these through the camera because they're super soft and breathable. And the good thing about this is, you know, doing Keeneland at home, you can wear whatever you want. So wear your sweatpants, wear your hoodie. How cute is this? And then a couple more t-shirts as well. So they have all these goodies at the Mercantile, the shop for Keeneland. So all the things that I needed for my party, as well as, of course, for me, coffee drinker, big time. And then these cute glasses too. So I ordered a few of those to serve drinks in as well. I have one more box, and then I'm going to be ready for our Keeneland watch party. And so in this one, I have a few more tops that we're all going to, I'm gonna kind of give out to some of my friends to wear too. This is, I feel like, legendary. I feel like Keeneland, the people are always walking around in these, and it's perfect for whenever it does rain. And then this, I was the most excited about. So, big sweatshirt fan. This is the softest thing. How cute is that? Love it. And it's kind of like resemblance of the Power K a little bit, kind of, sort of, but the Keeneland spin on that. And then hats galore. How cute. This is my favorite one. Kentucky State emblems as well as the horse. Cute. Little jockey. Love it. And then, of course, a water ball. I actually have the silver version of this as well. Take it everywhere. Super cute. So anyway, so now we are ready to do the food and get going before everyone arrives, and we're ready to watch the races. So even though we can't go to Keeneland this year and be in the stands, I hope all of you are still having fun, having your watch parties and making the most of it, because it truly is one of the most legendary things about Kentucky. So hopefully I'll see you in the spring at Keeneland.
So we encourage you to head online, build your own Keeneland kit. You can have one for this weekend, for next weekend, for all 4 weeks of racing, as we will be running right through October the 24th here at Keeneland for the fall meeting. One of our feature races, as I mentioned, is the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity. And at Claiborne, for over a century and from one generation to the next, they have been doing the usual unusually well. They're also the winningest owner in the history of Keeneland. They won this race itself 5 times. So history in Claiborne and Keeneland, they all go hand in hand. Let's put the history books together and look at the past winners of this race.
The Grade 1 $400,000 Claiborne Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland on October 3rd is an important stop for 2-year-olds who have their sights on the 2020 Breeders' Cup World Championships. The mile and a 16th race awards the winner an automatic berth in the Grade 1 $2 million TVG Breeders' Cup Juvenile presented by Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, which will be held at Keeneland on Friday, November 6th. 6 horses that competed in the Breeders' Futurity have gone on to win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile: Tasso in 1985, Boston Harbor in 1996, Favorite Trick in 1997, Answer Lively in 1998, Street Sense in 2006, and Classic Empire in 2016. The Hancock family's Claiborne Farm of Paris, Kentucky, the world-famous thoroughbred breeding operation and prominent consignor at Keeneland Sales, has owned a record 5 winners of the Breeders' Futurity: Roundtable, Duel, Dyke, Swale, and 49er. Since 2014, Claiborne has played another key role in the race as its sponsor, continuing a long and successful relationship with Keeneland and adding a chapter to the story of the historic event. In 1910, the Breeders' Futurity was inaugurated at the Kentucky Association track near downtown Lexington and was run there every year through 1930. When the Kentucky Association track closed, the race shifted to Latonia in northern Kentucky from 1931 through 1933. In the fall of 1938, the Breeders' Futurity debuted at the new Keeneland Racecourse. Since then, there have been many notable runnings of the Breeders' Futurity. In 1940, Calumet Farms Hall of Famer Whirlaway won the race by a length in the 14th start of his juvenile season. In 1956, Claiborne's Hall of Famer Roundtable made his mark at Keeneland. During the spring meet, he won 2 races. He returned during the fall meet to win 2 more races, including the Breeders' Futurity by a half a length. The next spring, Roundtable was back at Keeneland to win the Bluegrass Stakes for his 5th victory here. In 1983, Claiborne's champion Swale won the Breeders' Futurity for his 3rd of 4 graded stakes victories during the year. The following spring, Swale would win the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont. In 1997, Joseph Lacombe Stable's Favorite Trick captured the Breeders' Futurity by 3 lengths, and former President George H.W. Bush was at Keeneland to present the trophy to the winning connections. On October 3rd, which 2-year-old will win the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity to join the roster of winners of the historic race and take a step closer to glory in the Breeders' Cup World Championships?
And again, good luck to all those juveniles competing in the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity today. We hope that you have some racing luck out there and earn your way into the gate for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at Keeneland on Future Stars Friday, November the 6th. One of the fun events that we're normally able to host at Keeneland is our Sunrise Trackside event, and we have a jockey Q&A each and every week. Well, just like pretty much everything these days, we've gone digital with that this year. Umberto Rispoli is a name that some folks may not know just yet as far as the racing world goes. I've had the pleasure of watching him ride out in Southern California, and he is a superstar. He's ridden internationally to this point, but is really making his mark on American racing right now. My colleague Scott Hazelton had the chance to interview Umberto Rispoli.
Umberto, you're a native of Italy. What led to you getting involved in horse racing and eventually becoming a jockey?
Well, as I always say, my dad was a jockey on his age. My uncle was a trainer, and well, the passion goes by the family. And I was starting going to the races probably when I was 1 year old, all around the race course. And my dad used to bring me at the stable, and I always had one dream to be a jockey.
Where have you ridden besides here in the States and Italy?
I probably can say all around the world. I've been raiding in Hong Kong for a long time, then almost all around Europe. I've been riding in Dubai as well, Australia a couple of times. All I can say all around the world. I only miss the South America. That's all.
How different is each country from a racing and riding perspective? Is there a style that fits certain countries and maybe doesn't fit another country?
Well, definitely is a totally different. I mean, if we can compare France with the United States, it's totally the difference. The pace in the race is different. The track are different. The same for UK in Italy. America is a tiny. Most of the time, the track is tiny. I'm talking about the grass, and sometimes you win racing saving ground. Europe is different. The pace is the track is more wider. The straight they are more longer, so horses are taking a time to catch the leader in front. The straight line in America they're pretty short. So yeah, it's a bit different, but you can easily adjust and adapt yourself pretty soon.
You had an amazing Del Mar meet. You were one away from two away from being clear leading rider, but one off of Flavien Prat, which is an accomplishment all in itself, given the success that he's had in Southern California. But I mean, every time we looked at the stats, you were just winning turf races left and right. Why are you so good on the turf?
As always, they ask me this question. I've been riding on the turf all my career, probably. I mean, Hong Kong, they have a dirt as well. In Italy, there is a sand track with a dirt. France has a poly track. England, same. But almost my career, I've been riding on the turf. So I will. I don't know. I mean, it comes so natural. You definitely in a track like Del Mar, you need a horse to put you in the right spot. You need a horse to bounce pretty fast out of the gate, and I like to stay on the rail. So if you give me that chance, I will take it. So and place like I said, Del Mar it's different as a Santa Anita. So I just try to do my best. I ride with my best skills I have on the turf, but I'll like I say, I'm trying to improve as well on the dirt. But almost on the dirt, you need the horse more than a turf. So you can't ride a tactical race on a dirt like you can on the grass for sure.
Before I let you go, Umberto, I'm here at Keeneland. You can see how gorgeous it is, and we look forward to having you on opening weekend. I know you've got a lot of opportunities in those stakes races. I had a conversation with your agent, Scotty McClellan, just yesterday. But first of all, have you ever been to Keeneland?
No, never.
How much are you looking forward to it?
Oh well, I'm very excited. I mean, I'm gonna be there on a Monday night. I'm gonna fly right away the day after racing here in Santa Anita. And my old agent, Ron Anderson, is going to make me visit in Kentucky a little bit. So I'm very excited for it's going to be my second time out of the California.
Well, we look forward to having you. I don't know that the Jockey Colony necessarily does, because you're going to present quite the challenge to them in the way that you've been riding. And I say that tongue in cheek, but Umberto, great stuff. Great to catch up with you, and can't wait to see you out here in Lexington.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited, and thanks for having me today. Thank you.
One thing about Umberto Rispoli, there was not a learning curve for him in California. I'm sure he will be in the winner's circle at Keeneland very, very soon. Okay, it's time to handicap these 5 stakes races on the program today. And joining me as usual is the Uber capper, Ellis Starr. Ellis, we're off to a good start with the racing yesterday. Looking forward to it today, and I want to jump right in. Let's start with the Woodford Grade 2 event, 5.5 furlongs on the turf for the turf sprinters. And I'm interested in what you think about chaos theory in here. Speaking of Umberto Rispoli, could this be his first chance to get to the winner's circle?
I think it could be. He's one of 3 horses that I like a lot in this race. I think he's got a good shot. Let me first start with the 6 Chaps, who I like a little better. A very interesting horse. He was 46-1 in the similar turf sprint at Churchill Downs, finishing late from 12th to 4th, and he had a lot of traffic trouble. He had to shift out. He closed too late. Just Might run a lot better. Ended up a length behind Extravagant Kid and a neck behind Just Might, who were both back in this race. And so he's got a big shot, and it was a career best effort for him. So he's got a shot. Extravagant Kid, logical in this race, coming off that neck defeat to Diamond Oops. And now we know how good Diamond Oops is after that race yesterday in the Phoenix. Wow, did he get up in time? And that was my one winner in the 3 we gave out yesterday. I'm hoping to continue the streak on that. Certainly good. And Extravagant Kid also has run well at Keeneland in the past. And then Chaos Theory, who you mentioned. Yes, absolutely. John Sadler claimed him. He was a stakes winner before, and he got claimed for $62,500. And yet he was available, and he came back, and he won the Green Flash at Del Mar, which is a really good race. And again, comparing at least speed figures to kind of compare horses and how they run, 113 compares very nicely. So my picks in the race are going to be Chaps, Extravagant Kid, and Chaos Theory.
Off to a great start yesterday with the sprinters. Let's see if we can do it again today, Ellis. Race number 7 on the program is the TCA. Again, 6 furlongs, but we're back on the main track in here. Sneaking out from the rail is intriguing to me because it looks like she might sit the trip. Talk to me a little bit about the pace scenario of this race.
Right. So when we talk about a trip for everybody out there, that means getting the best situation for a horse's running style and sneaking out closed from second 2 races back to win the Great Lady M in California and then the Rancher Bernardo in California, and gets that here because if everybody goes in this race as we expect, it's going to be a lot of speed. Ladies Island has had the lead in every one of her last 15 races at the first quarter and half mile, just inside in the midst of Biz, also a need the lead type. It looks like in Palace Avenger, sneaking out, ran those 2 big races and recent 2 great workouts in California before leaving the home base of Jerry Hollendorfer out here. And as you said, Rispoli just tearing him up in California, has a shot to get his first win at Keeneland.
He is so tactical. Let's see if that is the one where he does connect to the winner's circle. 8th race on the program, the Grade 1 First Lady presented by UK Healthcare. These are fillies and mares trying to get to the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf. There's a couple in here that I'm a big fan of, and one of those horses is Beau Recall down from the rail. She's kind of the little engine that could to me, Ellis. She always jumps up with a big performance, so consistent, and she's in good form right now. What do you think about her chances?
Well, certainly consistency is her measure because she's 16 for 29 first or second, 8 first or second in the last 10 races, and she is the legend that could. She ran one of the best races of her career last month in the identical Distaff Turf Mile at Churchill, a mile on the grass, Grade 2. She went by a heavy favorite newspaper of record who had the lead she likes, and I think she ran the best race, and she might be able to put 2 in a row together here. She has no knocks at all. The other legitimate contender is newspaper of record, logical favorite. She's done nothing wrong. She's been first and second in 8 of 9 races. She's going to have the lead. No one goes with her early because it really costs them if they do. The strategy, she won the nearly identical Just a Game Stakes in June before missing in the Distaff Turf Mile. And, I don't know that she didn't run any worse in the Distaff Turf Mile, just that Beau Recall ran better, and that was significant. Those are the 2. It's kind of a logical race, but it's going to be fun to watch the strategy and how this plays out with these 2 top female milers in the First Lady Stakes.
And don't forget about Uni in that race as well, the Breeders' Cup Mile winner from last year. All right, on to our last couple of stakes races on the program. The Breeders' Futurity is at 1.16 miles on the main track for the Colts and Geldings. These are horses trying to get to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Ellis, I don't even know where to start in here. There are so many horses to like. It seems like one of those races where any one of them could really jump up with a big effort today.
Well, it is a very interesting handicapping puzzle, Christina. It's always fun to handicap these 2-year-olds. I kind of say these are the equivalents of maybe 12 to 15-year-olds, and they're just starting their careers. They're getting stronger and smarter physically and mentally. But I'm going to start with number 2, Upstriker, who was very impressive visually in his debut, last time out, winning by 5 lengths. It was a great effort. He's bred to love the distance. Upstart is a new sire, and his foals have been very good. It's his first crop on the track. 5 different horses, sons and daughters of Upstart, have each run in a route, which is a mile or more, and 3 of them have won. Another one has finished second. I think this horse has the goods to do it here. The 7, Calibrate, is a son of Distorted Humor who also does very well with horses stretching out. He, too, won impressively in his only start, rallying nicely. to win with the 91 Equibase speed figure, which is the best in the field. He won by 4 lengths, and he's trained by North American leading trainer Steve Asmussen, who wins a lot of these 2-year-old races. Calibrate again, could take the needed step forward here. The 8 Founder, another one. This is from the barn of second North American trainer Chad Brown. He's also by Upstart, and he rallied impressively, showed a lot of maturity, rallying from 9th, which you usually don't see young horses have that maturity to come from way back. But that it goes to Chad Brown's training to show he did it. And the last one to consider is the 4 Essential Quality from the top barn of Chad Brown, and of Brad Cox. And Essential Quality is on par with these. He showed a lot of maturity. He had to use blocks, had to kind of go lateral to finish fast. And Brad Cox wins with 25% of these kind of stakes races on dirt going from sprint to route. This is a great race for a 4 Exacta box, by the way, Christina. 2, 4, 7, 8. You win if any 2 of the 4 finish first and second. It's a $1 bet, costs $12. That's who I like in this race. But I'll give slight preference to Upstriker in what should be a race in which we'll see a horse that could be a Derby contender next year.
I love it. I'm with you on the top pick there with Upstriker. I was a huge fan of Upstart when he was on the racetrack himself. And his horse is trying the route for the first time. They're 4 for 6 so far. So the added distance should not be a problem. Okay, Ellis, one more race to go, and it's another grade 1, the Shadwell Turf Mile for horses trying to make their way to the Breeders' Cup Mile. Again, don't forget about all the win and you're in components of these races. This is an interesting tactical race, though. Start with the pace, Ellis, and how do we handicap this one from that perspective?
Well, this is a really interesting race because you've got a horse named Halliday who likes to win on the lead. That's what he does. And it's always a situation if someone else thinks they can press a horse like Halliday, but if they do, it's possible they cost themselves late because, turf is really won by closers a lot of the races. But Halliday's in sharp form, 3 wins in his last 4. And because he gets the 2 post here, Christina, I think he's going to be very tough. He should be able to lead again, very consistent in 3 of his last 4 wins. 3 of his last 4 races were wins. He earned 114 and 115 Equibase speed figures, so he's certainly holding his top form. And all those races came under Luis Saez, who rides again. By the way, Saez rode the 2015 Shadwell winner, Grand Arch, out of a similar win in the 4-star Dave, which Halliday won at Saratoga. So he's the one to catch. However, Flavius is really going to be a contender here if Halliday can't go all the way, or, similar to what we talked about in the last race, or 2 races back, the Beau Recall and Newspaper of Record race. Halliday could run his race, and Flavius could just run better. Flavius ran the best race of his career, 4th race in the U.S. in the Tourist Mile at Kentucky Downs, and that up and down, right and left course. It's very tough. A 115 figure stacks right up there with the others. It was his 2nd start after 6 months off, so physically he should be improving. And Chad Brown, amazing record of 33% wins back-to-back in stakes races over the last 5 years. They're both, by the way, Halliday and Flavius, they're both by the sire Warfront. Then we have a little outsider, but maybe a price horse in the 11 Ivar, who's a Brazilian-bred horse who won the first 3 races of his career. He's got the look of a contender at high odds. He's had 3 races in the U.S., and even though he was 3rd behind Flavius in the Tourist Mile, ran the best race of his career. He pressed the pace, which is very hot, and he ended up 3rd. He just needs to take a little step forward, and he could be into the Exacta. And last, Raging Bull, kind of a war horse, 15 races, very good, 6 wins. He's proven at the level. He won the Shoemaker Mile at Santa Anita back in May. He suffered a tough nose and defeat in the Maker's Mark Mile when he came back to Keeneland in July. He didn't run a race in the 4-star Dave, but I can toss that out. They're taking blinkers off to kind of shake him up. And he's got a very fast workout in the blinkers. Again, it's Chad Brown, who really wins a lot of these races. So another race with a big field and an opportunity for a 4 Exacta box, 2, 6, 7, 11. And another play here, if you want to key the 2 and the 7 back and forth with those 4, it's on the sheet here that's on the screen. And there's a way to make some money in a very fantastic edition of the Shadwell Turf Mile.
I love that. I love the pace with Halliday. I love the price with Ivar to the outside. Certainly worth an across-the-board bet as well. Ellis, thank you so much. Enjoy the racing today at Keeneland. And for all of you at home, I hope you make a little money with the picks from the Uber Capper. The Uber Capper, Ellis Starr, he gets so fired up about these big days of racing. You can find much more information on his Twitter page as well. He will be watching the races. He'll use that hashtag Keeneland at home and he'll let you know if he has any late-breaking thoughts throughout the day. Be sure to follow for more information and updated picks there. We are going to take a step back, though, in terms of the handicapping. And if you're new to the game, we want to make sure that you understand the handicapping 101, so to speak. And when you're normally at Keeneland, our betologists are there to answer those questions. The betologists are still here and still with us to educate each and every race fan. Today, Rachel talks to us about win, place, and show wagers.
3 words: win, place, and show. These are the most fundamental and easiest bets to place in horse racing. Welcome to Lessons in Betology. Today you'll learn about the basics of win, place, and show. Let's take it from the top. A win bet is exactly what it sounds like. When you place a win bet on a horse, you're betting that horse will come in first place. Simple as that. When you bet a horse to place, you're betting that horse will come in either first or second place. You'll cash the ticket either way, so this is an easier bet to hit, but it pays out slightly less than a straight win bet. And when you bet the horse will show, it's the same principle, but you're betting that horse will come in first, second, or third place. This is the easiest of the 3 to hit, but you guessed it, a show bet pays less than a win or place bet. Here's a tip. If you feel really good about one horse, you can place an across-the-board bet. This essentially is a shorthand way of placing a combined win, place, and show bet on the same horse all at once. If the horse wins, you collect on all 3 bets. If it places, you collect on 2 bets, and if it shows, you collect on 1 bet. So there you have it. Those are the basics of win, place, and show. Try these bets yourself. Download Keeneland Select, the mobile betting app that lets you bet from anywhere on races at Keeneland and other tracks around the world. Signing up is free and easy at KeenelandSelect.com. Next time on Lessons in Betology, we'll build on these basics by covering exotic wagers, exactas, trifectas, and superfectas. See you then.
Good luck on all of your win, place, and show wagers today, and maybe you can even incorporate some of that information from Ellis, Starr to choose who you want to bet, win, place, and show. We mentioned the features on today's program, and one of them that I'm definitely going to be looking forward to is the Shadwell Turf Mile. This is always a key event on the way to the Breeders' Cup Mile on turf. Shadwell Farm is located near Keeneland, and it's a world-class facility. They have actually been sponsoring this race since 1999. Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum is a huge supporter of the thoroughbred business, and he's also someone that if you work for him, you work for him for a lifetime. This is an especially touching story from General Manager Rick Nichols about Sheikh Hamdan and the legacy of Shadwell Farm. Take a look.
I lost my father when I was 18, and he was my best friend. And when I turned 35 and started working for Sheikh Hamdan, I wish people could get to know him the way I know him. To me, he's always been sometimes a father figure, sometimes like a big brother, sometimes like a friend. He's always the boss. I actually had not met him in person when I started working for him. Talked to him on the phone. I met him at Royal Ascot. So I go over there and get all dressed up. And back then they had a little house by the walking range. I go in, sit down, talk to him for a while, and a little while later Sheikh Maktoum comes in, sits down, we talk for a little bit. And I didn't know it at the time, but at the end of the day, Sheikh Maktoum told Sheikh Hamdan in Arabic, I didn't know it, "Your American is very quiet. That'd be a good name for a horse." He calls Michael goodbye, he said, "Pick out my best weanling and name it Quiet American." And I didn't know all this. And a couple of years later, we was at Newmarket, and a chestnut colt goes up the track wearing Sheikh Maktoum's colors, and the boss is looking at him through his binoculars. He said, "You know what that horse's name is?" I said, "No." He says, "Quiet American. He's named after you." And he told me that story. So that's my only claim to fame. Another good story about how good a horseman he is was with Barry. Barry was running at Ascot in, Queen Elizabeth, which was going to determine who was champion miler. But Barry liked it liked it firm, and it rained the night before. Shadwell goes out that morning and walks the course. Doesn't say anything to anybody. We're in the saddling enclosure, or the walking ring, and Willie Carson, our jockey, comes up. And the boss loves giving instructions to his jockeys. He looked at Willie, it's dead serious. He said, I don't know how you're going to do what I want you to do. You're either going to have to gun him or take him back. But as soon as you can, you go to the outside rail. And the trainer and Angus, their jaws drop, like, what are you talking about? Well, Willie did it. He got him to the outside rail. Well, the boss said, you take him to the outside rail, you stay there all the way around. When you get to the top of the stretch, cut, make your angle across, and come on home. Which he did. Because the boss realized that the limbs hanging over the outside rail kept the rein from getting there, and it was firm. And I still remember the announcer, what the heck's Willie doing? And they refer to it as a Willie Carson route now, but it's the Sheikh Hamdan route. You can't find anybody that does more for his employees than he does. Health insurance, retirement, everything. Because you can't raise good horses without good people. Somebody said here a while back, if you work at Shadwell and been there 10 years, you're still the new kid, which it's a great thing. We have very little turnover. It's all because of Sheikh Hamdan and his caring for his employees and for his horses.
Good luck to all the runners today in the Shadwell Turf Mile. All the folks on the farm will certainly be watching, rooting for you to have a chance to compete in the Breeders' Cup Mile. Time to have a little bit of fun towards the end of the show, just as we do each and every day here on Keeneland at Home. Kurt Becker, our track announcer, he is so witty, he is so funny, he is so quick, and you'll hear that in his race calls each and every afternoon out there. But he has also contributed to the program. These are Kurt's calls from home, where he pairs up that wit with your funny quarantine home videos. Here it is.
Folks, Wes is in the kitchen today to remind us that winning the prize, well, it's hard work. Maybe your timing isn't quite right, just not quite there. Persistence, well, that always helps, but it doesn't always give us the desired result. You know, sometimes it's not about winning, it's just about picking up the pieces.
Kurt, thank you very much, as always, and to you at home, be sure to keep sending in your funny home videos. So what a special way to kind of compliment it with a call there from our very own Kurt Becker. That's going to wrap up today's show. We have so much racing to get to. I don't want to hold you back anymore. Get to handicapping. Get set for that 1:05 p.m. Eastern first post time. And a special thank you to our race sponsors, to Shadwell, to Claiborne, to UK HealthCare, and to TVG. And of course, all of you at home using that hashtag and watching Keeneland at Home. Don't forget, you can watch today's full card on your TV, on your phone, or on your computer. Here's a look at those listings. My colleagues over at TVG will have you handled all afternoon on your phone. Be sure you have that Keeneland Race Day app, also Keeneland Select and YouTube, and then on your computer as well. Don't forget about Keeneland.com. We will play you out once more with another Railbird set at the Burl. Today, Divine Karama will play us out. You might want to jump up, do a little dancing, get yourself pumped up. It is Super Saturday on Fall Stars weekend. Enjoy Keeneland at Home.
Lexington, Kentucky, where do I start? Let's get into it. Listen, everybody, welcome to the Bluegrass. Lextown, Kentucky, where them dudes spit them true raps. Jews haven't sent truth, never embellishing. Fusing to the elements from club to that. I've been dropping knowledge since they tore down the projects. Bluegrass, Ashmondale, a court called Charlotte. I remember Smithtown Day was so crazy. Mono performed on stage, I was hollering to Stacy. Parking on vine, hit the roots all day. A release, got a fish sandwich and a funnel cake. Since we in the last days, you know the tech spark. I hit Super Sunday, better bounce before it gets dark. I'm east side bred, but south side raised. And Lexington, Kentucky is the place that I stay. Big Blue Nation, man, I always got the team on. Tell Coach Cal to make this the cat theme song. Lexington, Kentucky, what my queens like. Listen, and all my fellas like. It's Divine Karama representing on the mic, and I promise to do it right, cause I love my KY. To all the little girls, you're not, you a queen. To all the young brothers, remember that you a king. Play ball, be a doctor, go to school, chase your dream.